Ladies and gentlemen, it is an immense pleasure for me to be here today, especially to give the closing remarks on an event very well executed by esteemed and astute men and women gathered here today, and I've been here since the commencement on Thursday. And I've listened to two presentations today, one from the National Security Minister, the other of a summary from Isaac Osei. And it's only in Ghana that I can think of where you will have a Minister for National Security come and present a lecture on public financial management. And in the process, quote Aristotle and Robert Kilgard, the Acts, the laws, and the Bible on top of it. We are so lucky. And then, of course, there was the brilliant summary by Isaac Osei of what you have done. And maybe I think he should be christened the Senior Prefect of Board Chairman. Thank you, thank you. This retreat is the testament to your unwavering will and commitment to drive the country closer to our vision, the vision of the President of a Ghana beyond aid, to harness and use our own resources to transform our economy effectively and efficiently in a rapid but sustainable growth path. Ghana Beyond Aid, of course, is a long-term project. It requires enormous resources, both from the public and private sectors, in keeping with the goal of becoming less reliant on the charity of external donors. It necessitates a shift in thought and attitude so that we can begin to do things differently, smarter, more efficiently and effectively, and with a greater feeling of patriotism and civic responsibility. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to reform our specified entities in realizing a Ghana Beyond Aid, what are the responsibilities of heads of institutions, board chairs, CEOs? A more professional and transparent approach to public investments, as well as greater efficiency in the use of all public resources. As heads of institutions, we have a responsibility to constantly represent the Ghanaian people in a transparent and accountable manner. It is our responsibility to always maximize the value of what has been entrusted to us for the benefit of everybody. You have been specially selected and appointed by the President, who has a lot of confidence in you, in your ability to turn around the fortunes of your institutions. You know that in our party, everything is very competitive. And getting a CEO position, deputy CEO position, board chair, or member of a board is very competitive. So you are very well chosen, and I congratulate all of you. I know you will meet this expectation and make the country proud, building technological capabilities. To achieve the vision of Ghana Beyond Aid in the shortest possible time, we need to improve on our technological capabilities. One of the world's famous internet entrepreneurs and the executive chairman of Reddit, Alexis Ohanian, put it this way. He says, you needed to open a factory to participate in the Industrial Revolution. This time around, you only need to open a laptop to participate in the Internet Revolution. There is a global paradigm shift, and we must not be left behind in this fourth industrial revolution. The classification of countries as advanced or developing is mostly based on their scientific and technological progress. Low-income countries are typically associated with low scientific and technological capabilities. Our ability to understand, analyze, select, adapt, use, produce, and market what is being produced is using scientific and technological means. It is therefore critical to our progress as a nation and in our drive towards a Ghana beyond aid. This has been my primary inspiration for the digitization agenda. That is to apply technological innovation to transform the ways and means by which we engage in our everyday production and exchange of economic activities, whether at home, at our offices, farm and factory, whether it is person to person, person to business, or business to business, or person to business and government. Transparency and efficiency are our watchwords. Our economic transformation can best be aided by digital transformation to overcome some of our development challenges. But when we talk about digital transformation, our opponents on the NDC have difficulty understanding the link between digitization and the economy. The vision that they have tends to be very limited. And what we see and what we talk about, they do not see. What we say, they do not understand. Sometimes to understand something, you have to read a little about it. But they don't like reading. In the technological age, your mindset must be a mindset of possibilities, not a mindset of impossibilities. Their mindset is a mindset of impossibilities. So whatever we try to do, they say it is impossible. And they will cloud their ignorance by saying that we are lying. Obwa. Immediately you say you're going to do something, they say it's a lie. Because they don't understand it. They cannot see it. And they don't take their time to understand it. And you see this very much in the digitization space. When we said we wanted to bring in drones to help in medical delivery, what did they tell us? Oh boy. They said we were bringing drones to take pictures of people in their bathrooms. These are their PhD holders, isn't it? But our use of drone technology in the delivery of medical supplies has helped us to overcome many challenges in the delivery of healthcare services to people who live far in the rural areas and far from urban centers. We have saved lives and we are providing more efficient management and distribution of critical medical supplies and gain more equitable access to health in the country. Just recently, I think less than 2 weeks ago, we opened the 5th and 6th drone distribution centers in Ghana. We have 4 now. We've just opened one in Enum, which is covering all of Afram Plains, and one in Ketekrachi, which is covering so now we have all of Afram Plains, Volta region, OT region, and parts of Savannah, now all part of the system of drone delivery. And it is saving lives daily, about 100 flights a day from each center, dropping medicines to clinics and healthcare centers and chip compounds all across the country. And we are saving lives. But for the drone centers, Ghana could not have had the Pfizer vaccine because the cold storage. We are one of only 5 countries in Africa that can distribute the Pfizer vaccine because we have the cold storage facilities. But where are those cold storage facilities? They are in the drone centers because that is where we have them. And if we hadn't had them, we would have had. Next year, we will complete drone coverage in Ghana with centers in Kintampo and in Funsi in the Upper West region. And that will mean the whole of Ghana, all of our clinics, healthcare centers, chip compounds, hospitals, virtually the whole of Ghana will now be covered by drones. And we will be the only country in the world, only country in the world with that mass coverage for the whole country. Next year, we will achieve that. This year, the United States government has now contracted Zipline, our drone service provider, to start doing the same in the United States. So let us believe in possibilities, not impossibilities. Not impossibilities. But I didn't quite, I wasn't surprised with the NDC posture because in this whole digitization space, because even when we talked about free SHS, they said Obwa. Isn't it? Free SHS, which is fairly straightforward. They said it was 419. So if someone cannot understand free SHS, how do you expect them to understand digitization? How do you expect them to link digitization with the economy? In that case, you are speaking in parables. They cannot understand. So when we said that the Ghana card will soon be an e-passport, they said what? Oh boy. Oh Lord. We say, forgive them, for they do not. They know not what they say. This is because many countries have not done it. Only in September this year, the EU issued a directive to all EU countries to issue biometric ID cards so that they will use it for travel, e-passports within the EU. This was just in September. But I said that before March next year, Ghana's Ghana card will be recognized in virtually all airports in the world as an e-passport. It is not a passport where they are going to stamp a visa on it for you. For sure, we can use it, obviously, now to travel within the ECOWAS. But it is an e-passport because all the necessary details about you are on it and can be read at any airport. So that if you want to come to Ghana and you don't have your manual passport, for example, and you present your e-passport at any airport in the world, they will allow you to board the flight and head to Ghana. And with that possession of the Ghana card, our diasporans will no longer need to get visa to come back to their own country. But they don't understand. They don't see the vision. So they will say, Obua. When we apply technological innovations to the passport office, to the DVLA, to the ports, to the NHIS, to the GRA, SNIT, and so on, we are improving on our production and service delivery capabilities to transform the economy. And make no mistake about it, we are transforming Ghana. We are really transforming Ghana. By the end of this month, we expect, hopefully, all the institutions, all the MMDAs, should be on board Ghana.gov. We are in the process of onboarding everybody. So when you go back to the office on Monday, please ask where you are in the process, because very soon we will be doing a review. The idea is that before we enter next year, everybody should be on Ghana.gov, one platform where we can provide services, and we will see so much efficiency. So that is why, as heads of public institutions, we take this opportunity to implore each and every one of you to join us in this transformation. Somewhere in your organization, somewhere in your production and delivery of services for a fee, technological innovation and digital transformation procedures can lift the performance of your organization or help the organization overcome the obstacles we have faced for several years. It is all in innovations of processes, procedures, and data management. And many of you are doing exactly that. Ladies and gentlemen, any business that intends to achieve its goal through good governance needs a code of corporate governance, and that code must clearly spell out best practices. Poorly or improperly defined governance frameworks and procedures, ladies and gentlemen, are major contributors to poor financial performance of many entities in Ghana. All too often, our state agencies are overseen by a complex web of hierarchical rules and procedures that are difficult to discern and sometimes difficult to justify with technological innovations. Some of these rules and procedures may have been justifiable in a different era. Those days are gone. Let us have the courage to innovate. Parliament, ministries, regulatory commissions, boards, and managing directors of chief executives are some of the institutions ripe for technological innovations to improve efficiency in process and procedures and improvements in public administration. Change is here. Let us adapt. Preference for the status quo does not make for progress. There is this perception, ladies and gentlemen, that the separation of responsibilities and accountability for performance between boards and management has become convoluted and therefore undermines leadership and better coordination in our public institutions. There ought to be a consensus that we can't operate state-owned enterprises the way we have done in the past and expect to achieve the goals of the Ghana we want. We certainly will not be able to achieve the horizontal coordination for greater public coherence, accountability, and organizational effectiveness in the public sector. And surely we will not be deserving of our positions and salaries. I am pleased to learn that SIGA, of course ably led by Stephen Asamoah Boateng, has a code of corporate governance to guide and promote solid corporate governance practices among the specified entities with input from all of you. It is, however, not enough to simply establish the code. It is also necessary to verify that the specified entities follow these corporate governance procedures and practices. Then there are the ethics and values of the public sector. We need a sense of responsibility for turning things around and expanding the scope of operations for positive outcomes. We must shift, ladies and gentlemen, we must shift our attitude away from one of entitlement towards obligations in public management. Our objective is to ensure that we operate efficiently and that we do so in ways that allow us space to create jobs for our people. The most serious threat, ladies and gentlemen, to the nation's security is unemployment. The government of Nana Akufo-Addo has made significant progress in resolving this issue, but there's a lot more that must be done. The challenge is real, and your role in tackling the unemployment quandary cannot be overemphasized. As heads of institutions, if you can expand your scope of operation for maximum returns and profitability to be able to recruit the youth to tackle this heinous joblessness amongst the nation's youths, we will have made significant progress in providing jobs for our youth. Let us show the Ghanaian people how grateful we are for the opportunity to serve our country. Let us add value to the public sector. It is by so doing that we can build an inclusive society and achieve a Ghana beyond aid. Ladies and gentlemen, making suggestions about how to proceed is straightforward. It requires forethought, a lot of hard work, and a commitment to carry out policies at all levels of the economy's decision-making to make changes on the ground. With these words, I would like to conclude my remarks by looking at a major issue. That is, you are at the forefront of the communications in this country and for this government. I know that we talk about party communicators and so on, but I don't see any better communicators than the heads of these institutions. You are the best communicators this party can have. You are the best communicators because you are possessed of all the information. You know, sometimes you see some of our party communicators struggling on some issues because they just don't have the data, and they are confronted in a studio and they don't have the data. But our opponents are very good at propaganda. They're very, very good. You know, they will just throw out, you know, falsehood. And if you are not able to counter it, it takes the aura of truth. But you are in the best positions to counter all this false propaganda because you have the data. You know, so I want to basically emphasize that we expect you to let the people know all the good works that are taking place in your various entities. Recently, for example, we had an issue come up after the lecture I gave in Ashesi on the digital transformation. NDC came out and said John Mahama had made all the investments in fiber optics, and that is why we are benefiting from John Mahama. They claim everything, by the way. I'm sure you heard what they said, that they had invested in fiber optics, and now we are taking the benefit of it. I said, wait a second. I can't remember any investments of the John Mahama government in the fiber optic space. So I called NCA. I said, give me the data on fiber optics in Ghana. It was very interesting when the data was provided. NCA has provided 6 fiber optic licenses, 6, since Ghana began, Just 6 fiber optic licenses. The first was provided under President Kufuor, which was Voltacom. Yes, 6, right? Of all the 6, 5 were provided under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MP. So, under the MPP, since 2017, we have licensed entities, and total fiber optic network in Ghana that has been licensed by the government is 6,343 kilometers. 6,000, that's total. What the MPP has licensed since 2017, of that 6,343 is 5,610. That is 88.4%. This is data, and that is data that is in possession of us. We have to make that data clearly. So how can we provide 88.4% of the fiber optic network of Ghana, and you say our digitization is riding on your investment? When we even started the whole process in 2007. So you have the data in your respective entities, and you should come out and let the people know when there are issues. Don't leave it to party communicators alone to do that battle. You have the data. And so let us help in educating the people, otherwise the propaganda will take over. Ladies and gentlemen, it is also important when you come out to communicate, and I'm sure this has been mentioned already from what I gather from Isaac Ose's contribution. Let's communicate in humility. You are serving in humility. Let's communicate in humility. You may know it, but be humble in your submissions. Don't have an aura of arrogance, because if there is an aura of arrogance in your submissions, people will not even listen to what you are saying. They wouldn't. There are two things that tend to lose government's elections if you look at the Fourth Republic. There are two things: perceptions of corruption and arrogance. No matter what you have done, if you don't deal with these issues, you will not win an election. And so as we communicate, please, let us communicate in humility and put the facts out. But we shouldn't come out, let's eschew any arrogance. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate your participation in this retreat. We thank you for coming, and I'd like to thank our host, Brian Achampong, for giving us this facility to use over these days. It must not stop here. It must not stop here. It must be reflected in all aspects of our efforts to achieve development, sustainability, and prosperity for all. And I'm sure Brian will also want to thank you for your money you have spent here. May God bless us all. May God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.